Shalom, good morning.
Good morning, Boker Tov.
Boker Tov. We're going to read chapter 50 in Beresheet, and it's the last chapter in Parshah Vayechi, and it's also the last chapter in the book of Beresheet. So next week we'll begin the book of Shemot. We've been reading about Yaakov, and Yaakov is passing away, and before he passes away, he tells his children what is going to happen in the future, kind of in a poetic, allegorical form, and he blesses them as well. So that's what we read in the previous chapter, and now in chapter 50 we're going to see the process for his burial, and also Yosef's death as well. So kind of tying the whole generational story. So let's go ahead and say the blessing to begin.
Baruch Yahweh HaMorah, Baruch Yahweh HaMorah Yolam Ba'ed, Baruch Atah Yahweh Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bahar Banu Mikol Hamim, Venatan Lanu Et Torato, Baruch Atah Yahweh Noten HaTorah. Amen.
Okay, so again, Beresheet chapter 50, verses 1 through 3, the first 3 verses. And Joseph fell on his father's face and wept over him and kissed him. And Joseph commanded his servant, the physician, to embalm his father. So the physicians embalmed Israel, and 40 days were completed for him, for so are completed the days of embalming. And the midwife wept for him 70 days. Okay, and let me share my screen so you guys can see follow the transliteration. And we'll go ahead and hear the Hebrew. First 3 verses in the Hebrew.
ויפול יוסף על פני אביו, ויבך עליו וישק לו. ויצב יוסף את עבדיו את הרופאים לחנות את אביו. ויחנתו הרופאים את ישראל. וימלאו לו 40 יום, ככן ימלאו ימי החנותים. ויבכו אותו מצרים 70 יום.
Okay. And then verses 4 and 5. So the midwives had a very long time for mourning. So the embalming process apparently took 40 days, and then they wept for him another 3 days. Okay, verses 4 and 5. And when the days of weeping for him were past, Joseph spoke to the household of Pharaoh, saying, "If now I have found favor in your eyes, please speak in the hearing of Pharaoh, saying, my father made me swear, saying, see, I am dying. Bury me in my grave, which I dug for myself in the land of Canaan. And now please let me go up and bury my father and return." Okay. In the Hebrew, we have Hine Anohi met bekirvi asher kariti li be'eretz Canaan. Let me show you guys that again. So Hine lo Anohi met, I die, bekiri, bury me, asher kariati, in the land, li be'eretz Canaan, in the land of Canaan. Let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew, beginning with verse 4.
ויעברו ימי בכיתו, וידבר יוסף אל בית פרעה לאמור, אם נא מצאתי חן בעיניכם, דברו נא באוזני פרעה לאמור, אבי השביעני לאמור, הנה אנוכי מת, בקברי אשר קריתי לי בארץ כנען, שמה תקברני. ועתה אעלנה ואקברה את אבי ואשובה.
Now, next verse 7. And Pharaoh said, "Go up and bury your father as he made you swear." And Joseph went up to bury his father, and with him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his house, and all the elders in the land of Mitzrayim. We have a very big group going along with Joseph. Let's go ahead and hear those two in the Hebrew.
ויאמר פרעה, עלה וקבור את אביך כאשר השביעך. ויעל יוסף לקבור את אביו, ויעלו איתו כל עבדי פרעה זקני ביתו וכל זקני ארץ מצרים.
Okay. Verse 8 and 9. So all the elders in the land of Mitzrayim and all the house of Joseph, his brothers, and his father's house, only their little ones and their flocks and their herds they left in the land of Goshen. Okay. And there went up with him both chariots and horsemen, and it was a very great company. Okay. So we have here in the Hebrew, V'kol Beit Yosef ve'achav u'beit avi. So, all of Yosef's house, V'kol Beit Yosef, and his brother's house as well. Let's go ahead and in the verse 9 in the Hebrew.
Before you go there,
Yeah.
I wanted to comment that Joseph's father, Jacob or Israel, had made an impact on the people of Israel and I'm sorry, on the people of Egypt. And they are all, mourning for reals. They really love this man. And he also became like a father to Pharaoh. So that's why, the mourning, the sadness of the people. And if the Egyptians would, or could, they would make something like a big shrine or something, because people of importance became like a god to them, So it's good that Israel said, don't bury me here, please take me to the cave of Machpelah and please bury me there. And that's what they did. Good morning, sweetie.
Good morning, Wendy.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, let's continue with the Hebrew. Okay, verse 9, we have Vayechi Hamanache Kaved Meod. So, Vayechi, and it was Hamanache, a camp. A camp, remember like how we saw with Jacob, a camp. Kaved, of heavy, it's numerous camp. Meod, so very, very numerous camp that went up with him. So let's hear the verse 8 and 9 in the Hebrew.
וכל בית יוסף ואחיו ובית אביו, רק דפם וצונם ובקרם עזבו בארץ גושן. ויעל עמו גם רכב גם פרשים, ויהי המחנה כבד מאוד.
Okay, and verse 10 and 11. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Yarden, and they lamented there with a great and very heavy lamentation. And he observed 7 days of mourning for his father. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning at the threshing floor of Atad, they said, "This is a grievous mourning for the Mitzrites." That is why its name was called Abel Mitzrayim, which is beyond the Yarden. And let's see.
So the name Abel is mourning, right?
The word about, yeah. Let me see. Yes, Atad. Okay. Hagorenatad, the threshing floor of Atad. Hagorenatad. Atad means a thorn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That just reminded me of like the crown of thorns that Yeshua wore. So that's what it means, right, when they're the place that they were mourning him at. And also they mourned for 7 days, Shivat, 7, which is where they get the 7 days of mourning, the Sheva, sitting Sheva. Okay, and let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
ויבואו עד גורן האטד אשר בעבר הירדן, ויספדו שם מספד גדול וכבד מאוד, ויעץ לאביו אבל 7 ימים. וירא יושב הארץ הכנעני את האבל בגורן האטד, ויאמרו, אבל כבד זה למצרים. על כן קרא שמה אבל מצרים אשר בעבר הירדן.
Okay, we have the word Ada. Right, and the next part, 12 through 13. And his sons did to him as he commanded them, for his sons brought him to the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field of Machpelah before Mamre, which Abraham bought with the field from Ephron the Hittite as property for a burial site. Okay, to Yaakov, they buried him the way he asked him to. Okay, let's hear the 12 through 13 in the Hebrew.
ויעשו בניו לו כן כאשר ציבם, וישאו אותו בניו ארצה כנען, ויקברו אותו במערת שדה המכפלה, אשר קנה אברהם את השדה לאחוזת קבר, מאת עפרון החיתי על פני ממרא.
Okay. And verse 14 through 15. And after he had buried his father, Joseph returned to Mitzrayim, he and his brothers and all who went up with him to bury his father. And when Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, what if Joseph hates us and pays us back all the evil which we did to him? Okay, so they're worried. What if things change now because our father's not here and begin to drift apart? So let's hear the verse 14 through 15 in the Hebrew.
וישוב יוסף מצרימה, הוא ואחיו, וכל העולים איתו לקבור את אביו, אחרי קוברו את אביו. ויראו אחי יוסף כי מת אביהם, ויאמרו, לא יסתמנו יוסף, והשב ישיב לנו את כל הרעה אשר גמלנו אותו.
Okay. So they're worried that he's going to be upset with them. And they come up with a plan. What are they going to do? So verse 16 through 17. So they sent word to Joseph, saying, before your father died, he commanded, saying, this is what you are to say to Joseph. I beg you, please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin, for they did evil to you. And now please forgive the transgression of the servants of the Elohim of your father. And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. Okay, so they're saying, they come up with a plan to tell Joseph, basically a little lie, that, oh, our father told us to please forgive us, and overlook our wrongs. So in the Hebrew, it says, Ana Sana Pesha Achecha. Okay, Ve Hatam. Let's look at that. So Ana, so oh, now, Sana, lift, I pray. So lift or like overlook our pesha, our revolt, our transgression against you, against your brother, of your brother, and their offense. Okay. So you have Ana, Sana, Pesha, Achecha, Vechatam. Okay, let's hear that in the Hebrew, verses 16 and 17.
ויצוו אל יוסף לאמור, אביך ציווה לפני מותו לאמור, ותאמרו ליוסף, אנא שנא פשע אחיך וחטאתם, כי רעה גמלוך, ואתה שנא לפשע עבדי אלוהי אביך. ויבך יוסף בדברם אליו.
Okay. Vayevk Yosef, and he wept. Okay, verses 18 and 19. And his brothers also went and fell down before his face. And they said, see, we are your servants. And Yosef said to them, do not fear, for am I in the place of Elohim?
Wow.
Verse 18. Le'avadim, we are your servants. Hinenu lecha avadim, behold, we are your servants. In verse 18. Okay, let's hear 18 and 19 in the Hebrew.
וילכו גם אחיו ויפלו לפניו, ויאמרו, הננו לך לעבדים. ויאמר אליהם יוסף, אל תיראו, כי התחת אלוהים אני.
Okay. Am I in the place of Elohim? So verse 20 and 21. And you intended evil against me, but Elohim intended it for good, in order to do it as it is this day, to keep a great many people alive. And now do not fear. I provide for you and your little ones. So he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. Okay, let's hear that in the Hebrew.
ואתם חשבתם עלי רעה, אלוהים חשבה לטובה, למען עסוק היום הזה להחיות עם רב. ועתה אל תיראו, אנוכי אכלכל אתכם ואת טפכם, וינחם אותם, וידבר על ליבם.
Okay. And then 22 through 23. And Yosef dwelt in Mitzrayim, he and his father's house, and Yosef lived 110 years. Okay, so we're jumping ahead now, many years. So now he's 110 years old. And Yosef saw Ephraim's children to the third generation. The children of Machir, son of Menashe, were also brought up on Yosef's knees. He saw his great-grandchildren. Okay, let's hear that in the Hebrew.
וישב יוסף במצרים הוא ובית אביו, ויחי יוסף 110 שנים. וירא יוסף לאפרים בני שלישים, גם בני מחיר בן מנשה יולדו על ברכי יוסף.
Okay. And verse 24 through 25. And we're close to the end. And Yosef said to his brothers, I am dying, but Elohim shall certainly visit you and bring you out of this land to the land of which he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Yosef made the children of Israel swear, saying, Elohim shall certainly visit you, and you shall bring up my bones from here. Okay. So in the Hebrew, there's a little part right here that he will remember you. It says, Elohim pakod yifkod. A bit of a pakod, he will visit, and yifkod, again, he will visit. So he will visit and he will see. He will see you. So Elohim pakod yifkod. And there's a famous comment that from here, they got that there was basically like a path where that they would know when their deliverer would come, that he would say, Elohim has remembered you. He would say something similar to Pakod Yifkod. So that's what Moshe, what he told them when he came, Elohim has remembered you. Pakod Yifkod, and that's where they get that from. So let's hear that in the Hebrew.
ויאמר יוסף אל אחיו, אנוכי מת, ואלוהים פקוד יפקוד אתכם, והעלה אתכם מן הארץ הזאת, אל הארץ אשר נשבע לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב. וישבע יוסף את בני ישראל לאמור, פקוד יפקוד אלוהים אתכם, והעליתם את עצמותי מזה.
Okay, and the final verse, 26. And Joseph died being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was placed in a coffin in Mitzrayim. And in the Hebrew, there you go.
וימות יוסף בן 110 שנים, ויחנתו אותו, ויישם בארון במצרים.
So I think something that's interesting here is, why couldn't they leave on their own? Do you know what I mean? Like, why did they have to wait for Elohim to remember them and bring them out of the land of Mitzrayim? You know, I understand like Yosef had to stay there, but after he died, I think that's interesting. That they weren't really free to leave just like that. Like, I don't know.
I believe because the timing was not fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
They had to become slaves. Just like Yahweh told Abraham, your people will become slaves in this place, in this land, right? In the land of Mizraim. But then I will come and rescue them.
Mhm.
So the timing is in the hands of Yahweh.
Yeah.
And the steps of men are ordered by him.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes, we cannot move from some place until he says, go ahead and move.
Yeah. I heard some people believe the part where it meant that they had to leave the children when they went up to bury Yaakov, that that's like kind of the beginning of their enslavement, that they the children stayed behind. He kind of kept them there, and then they went. I don't know, possible. But yeah. So if somebody else have a comment, anybody else, anything they want to share? Or did you want to share anything else? Anything about what we read?
No, everything's fine.
Mom had a comment?
Okay. Just that at this point, the Pharaoh that was in charge really appreciated them and cared for them. And there is no problems with Mizraim at this point. So they feel comfortable there yet. So they're not slaves yet. They have a great position in the land. They are in the best place of the land, Goshen. So they feel comfortable living there, right? It's like the Jewish people in Europe before they became treated so ugly. They had great position. They were owners in banks and great places. They had they were esteemed. They had possessions. But then the enslavement began actually when Hitler began to, speak against them. So it's unfortunately things change, right? And like in Europe right now, the hatred against the Jewish people is unbelievable. So how can people become so terrible against other nation, right? That shouldn't happen at this time and age.
Yeah. It's kind of a sad part to end the Parsha, but it gets better. It gets good at the end. So we'll begin Shemot on Monday, and there is a tradition every time you finish one of the 5 books, you say in the Hebrew, you say be strong, and may we be strengthened. You say hasak, v'nei hasak. So let's say that together.
Okay.
And then everybody can join in if they want. So
Hasak, hasak,
v'nei
v'nei
hasak.
hasak. Be strong, and may we be strengthened. Hallelujah. Amen.
And let's say the
And-
blessing to close. Okay.
Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olam nata bitochenu. Baruch atah Yahweh noten haTorah. Amen.
Amen.
Well, don't forget that we are the salt of this earth and the light of this world. Shalom, shalom, everyone.
Shalom,
Be
shalom.
blessed. Be
Thank you.
strengthened.